right. I don't see the team. Okay. We ready to start?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Let's start the meeting for September 15th, 2020, the Zoning Hearing Board. We have 5 appeals today, but I think one of them is being continued. Is that correct, Jim or Adam?
Yeah, the appeal number 20-1871, Stephen and Mary Mooney reached out to the township and they're requesting a continuance to the October 20th meeting, which is the second meeting of October.
All right. I'm okay with that. Anybody got any issues?
No issues here.
No issues.
Make a motion.
Move to continue appeal number 20-1871 to the October 20th zoning hearing board meeting.
We have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 The continuance is approved. All right. Okay, now we're going to move on to the Maria Jimenez Galvez appeal. Adam, is there anything we need to you need to show us any exhibits for this that are new? Anything that we don't already have already?
Yeah, I believe Mr. Majewski indicated before the meeting started that there are some new plans. So when he puts those up, we will mark them, and I believe we're up to A5. A4 was a set of a 10-sheet set of plans, and so these would be, we're up to A5, whatever those new ones are. I don't know if we'll have to mark multiple exhibits, but I guess we'll see as we go.
Who's here for this appeal? Is it Mr. Jimenez? Is he here, or who?
Nick Rose from Protract Engineering. I am their engineer. I am here on their behalf. I'm not sure if others of them are here or not.
We are here.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
All right. Nick, you got to be sworn in.
I can be, yes.
Hi, Nick, do you solemnly swear the testimony about to give will be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, Bill or Nick, tell us what you got, because I understand you have a new drawing or something you want to entertain.
Yes, after your last hearing, I did send into Jim a plan that we had prepared of the site based on a survey we had done that does categorize and document all the impervious coverage on the site. And there it is. I guess Kyle's putting it up. It's actually upside down right now. So what this shows is that currently there is impervious over the limit of 30%. Right now it's at 46.9%. I believe this plan may say 46.8, but it actually rounds up to 46.9. So they are currently over their allowable impervious by a little over 2,500 square feet, almost 2,600 square feet. So in discussion with Jim, we had talked about taking out a couple items and then putting in a stormwater management system that would account for the rest. The owners were willing to take out the shed that is in the top right of the property. If you're looking at the plan that's on the screen right now, it says existing shed towards the top right of the property. And at the bottom right corner, there is something that says existing concrete court. And to the left of that, there is a shape that says existing patio, well, EX patio. They would also be willing to take out that patio.
And the court, or just the patio?
Well, they would prefer to keep the court. My understanding is that with the current situation, that's one of the places that they can actually get recreation on their property, and recreation, I guess, is hard to come by these days. So they would prefer to keep that if they are able to.
What else?
So what we did was we ran the numbers. If they took those two out, they would be about 2,350 square feet over the allowable impervious. So we looked at what volume that would require in the stormwater calculations that the township uses. And that equates to just under 400 cubic feet of volume. So we actually have 3 places on the plan where that could be placed. Actually, 2 of them are in the places where things would be removed. It could either go where the existing shed is, or where the existing patio is that would be removed, or there is actually a vacant area in the lower left corner of the plan towards Oxford Valley Road. So it could be, and it fits. It would have to be about 20 feet long and about 12 feet wide and about 4 feet deep, according to the township's calculations. So it could go in any of those 3 areas, or it could go in a couple of them, or just one of them.
And what will we end up with effectively?
Then you would end up with 45.2% would be the coverage if those 2 items were removed, where the 30% is what is allowed by zoning.
That's the effective, even with the mitigation, the seepage or drywall you're putting in there?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Effectively, that would take care of everything that's over the 30%. Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
Give me a number.
Yeah, so that would cut you back to as though you were back at the 30%.
Jim, is this correct?
That is correct.
Wow. Okay. Anybody have a comment on this? I mean, that's kind of what we're looking for.
May I ask a question?
Sure, Barb.
Mr. Rose, I'm looking at the existing patio by the existing concrete court. That's what they're proposing to remove?
Correct. It's trying to just figure out what shape it is, but yes, just to the left of the existing concrete court.
What about would they consider removing the other 2 sections designated existing patio? There appears to be a patio section that comes off of the pool coping where it says existing bar. And then off to the side is another existing patio area. Would they be willing to remove those 2 items as well?
We didn't discuss that. I believe they are on here. They may be willing to comment on whether they're willing to do that.
I think that we would prefer not to, because that is kind of like the area where we hang out.
They need to be sworn in.
Okay.
Ma'am, do you solemnly swear the testimony about to give will be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Identify yourself for me, please.
My name is Laura Escobar.
Thank you.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, so I don't think, it's just, if we were talking about it, it's just really expensive for us to remove everything, especially right now. Both my parents aren't working. Yeah.
But unfortunately, all that work was done without securing the appropriate permits, and you have a lot of coverage in the back of the property. I'm looking for down the future, what if there's something else that you want to add? You're already maxed out.
We're not thinking of adding anything in the future at all. I think we're pretty set. Especially after everything that's going on. We really didn't think that we had to go through this. Like I said, I don't know if you guys remember from last time, but our contractor, we thought that he was taking care of everything permit-wise, and I guess he obviously wasn't. So trust me when I tell you, we're not doing anything else.
Barb?
I'm just concerned that, there's a lot of impervious coverage in the back, and even with the implementation of a stormwater facility that would give a net effect, you're still at the maximum of 30%.
Would you consider taking one of those patios out? Of the 2 that Barbara's mentioned?
I have a,
It's all about compromise.
Yeah, I guess we can take one out. We're more worried about the basketball court. As long as we can keep the basketball court, we can take another patio out.
You have an extra patio behind the extra bar.
Yeah, that's where our barbecue grill is.
But there's no patio.
But
It's
it's not a patio, it's just like a little cement thing.
No,
No,
no, it's
no.
not cement. It's
Bricks.
bricks.
Están puestos ahí.
It's like, what is the name?
Pavers?
Paper.
Pavers,
Yes,
pavers.
yes, it's papers.
So the patios you're talking about, or trying to discuss that you want to remove, or we'd like to see remove, are the two patios on each side of the existing bar. Is that what that is?
Mhm.
Is that what you're thinking about,
Oh,
Bob?
I thought it was the one behind the bar. Sorry, this is Nick again. I thought it was the one behind the bar closer to the property line, and then the one between the bar and the concrete court. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, that one behind the bar is a big. How big is that?
Let's see here.
That's for the
That
group.
is just a little under 100 square feet.
So
There,
if I,
the shed's a little bit bigger than that.
I think I was trying to appease both the township and the homeowners a little bit by, removing the extra shed, the two side extra patios, and then where their grill is, but keeping their bar, if that's what's important to them.
I like that idea. Barb, what do you think about that?
That's what I was contemplating, the shed and the three sections that say existing patio, because it appears that there's a fairly large patio coping area around the pool.
Yes. Yeah. So those things that he has circled right now, plus that
Is that what
one.
you're looking at, Barb?
Yes, that's what I was referencing.
Yeah,
So
I
would
would agree with
Would the
that.
property owner be willing to do that?
And still put the stormwater system in?
I think you need it, absolutely.
Well, it would be reduced in size, isn't that correct?
Yes,
Jim?
I was going to say it would be smaller if we took out additional area.
Well, is that something you would be okay with?
Where were you looking to put those stormwater systems? Because you have some high grade and low grade here.
Yeah, the stormwater system could either go in the shed that's circled, which is sort of in the low area between the properties, or it could go up where the patio is between the bar and the court. That's a little bit higher, but you could drain some of that area to it.
You're not going to get a whole lot to that area.
There's an area out front which is actually lower. You could actually catch the roof drains from the house and take them into the front.
Can you pull the plan back out so we can see the whole property? Thank
So
you.
yeah, if you look at the lower left corner of the plan, there's a holly tree there, and then there's really nothing between there and the property line. That's where I was thinking.
Is that a good spot? What's the elevation there? I can't hardly see that.
The elevation is between 171 and 172, but it's all sloping from there down towards Oxford Valley Road.
Yeah, the problem with that is you're actually detaining the upgrading property. You're not really doing much for the property that you're at.
Mhm.
Well, everything flows from the property to the bottom towards this site, and then at the top it does flow down. It looks like there's a little swale between the two properties.
Yeah.
So it may be better to have it up where that shed is. That may be the area that would catch the most of the new
Piece here,
impervious. Right in there. Yes,
maybe, or a piece there or something like that.
could be in two pieces. Yes.
Oh, Jim, do you have a preference on this?
I think that's something that would have to be figured out by Nick Rose out in the field.
Okay.
That's fine.
Anybody
And
else?
it would need to be reviewed and approved by the township engineer.
I have a general question. Maybe this was asked in one of the previous meetings I was not at. What was the effective impervious surface prior to all the improvements, including the addition onto the house?
I believe when they got the permit for the pool, the number they were at was close to 30%. I don't have the exact number, but it was somewhere right around 30% when they put the pool in.
Okay, so we're looking at it accurately, and that for the total increase is what we're mitigating for.
Correct.
Find that. I thought I had that number. Not.
And Jim, in this area, that they're allowed to be at 30%?
Yes, this development right here was done at a time when the 30% was the allowed amount for these properties. So the house was built at 30%, unlike a lot of other ones where there was no impervious surface requirement in place at all for the development.
Well, what do you think? Anybody else like to comment? I don't have an issue with that. If she takes they take those two patios out and the one behind the bar and the shed, and if they can get that engineered where that shed is, I think that looks like a pretty good deal to me.
I agree. I don't know if the property owner has agreed to it, though.
No, well, we have to ask them that. Will you be
What
willing-
was there any follow-up on the dwelling that was built within the setback? And I believe Jim was working with the structural engineer.
Oh, yes, they requested a 5-foot setback. Is that what you're talking about, Matt?
Well, it looks like 6.8 per the survey that Nick provided.
6.8 is correct.
And just to refresh everyone's memory from the last meeting, when we looked at the plans that they had submitted, that would have been submitted for a building permit for that addition, the plans have sufficient information to allow us to review it. There may be some items that need to be corrected and or added during the review process and during the inspection, but that would have to be taken care of. But there's nothing that says that the house is not structurally sound.
Okay. And can you refresh my memory, Jim? There's on the other side of the yard, there is an encroachment into that setback too of 12.7%. Was that previously approved?
Yes, that's
Okay.
when the house was originally built.
Okay.
Well, those suggestions that we made and Barbara seems to be okay with, is your client okay with that? If we were willing to approve?
Yes, we're okay with that.
How long we think?
Just how long do we have to make those changes?
Jim?
Typically, we want this done like within, let's say, 6 months. That'll give you enough time to submit for the actual building permit for the addition, have it reviewed, inspected, have Mr. Rose provide a stormwater management plan for what is being removed, and have that reviewed and approved, and then give you enough time to have the work done. And if circumstances require an extension, as long as it's reasonable, the town wouldn't necessarily have an objection, but it would have to be on a real need basis.
You'd be all right with that, Mr. Rose? You pull that off?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else like to comment on this? Barb, are you okay with this?
No, I think that would be sufficient.
No, I'm okay with it, as long as it meets all the requirements that we were just talking about. That being said, anybody in the audience? Is there anybody? Kyle? Is there anybody?
No comment.
No
What was
nobody,
there?
nobody's in the audience. Okay, or nobody's in, okay, just checking, see if there's anybody against it, for it. All right. Somebody want to make a motion?
The question is, what's all getting bundled into this motion? Is it including the building permit, the building permit, the inspections? It sounds pretty lengthy here.
It does, yes.
We hit it right.
I wouldn't want to make it.
I don't know that you
We're
need to
just gonna
put
wait
all
for
of
somebody to make.
the building permits and everything and those types of things are kind of required as a matter of course, but this is really just for the
Strictly the stormwater?
So I don't know that you need to put too lengthy of something in there, but
So this would be to address the impervious and stormwater as well as the setback encroachment of 6.8 feet, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
And possibly a simplified motion could just be approve the application as submitted with the following modifications, that the 3 patio areas that surround the existing bar and the shed are all removed, and that stormwater management be provided subject to review and approval by the township engineer. Does that capture it?
I was going to say so moved, but I think, don't you think we should add that what they have to bring the
Effective rate.
the effective rate down to
30%.
at least 30% or below? Okay.
No greater than 30%.
No greater than 30. Okay. I mean, so moved with the addition that the effective impervious rate be brought down to no more than 30.
Is Jim allowed to make that motion?
No, he's not.
He's not making it, he's just.
He's not
just,
making it.
Pamela is.
Stated it. I'm making
Pamela
it.
is, yeah.
And I
Sure.
You said
So moved. I moved. So moved with the addition.
We want to make the motion. Based
second.
appeal, appeal number 191846 be approved with the requirement that the 3 patios surrounding the bar and the shed be removed and mitigation for the stormwater management be installed to end up with an effective impervious surface of 30%.
And the setback,
And the setback at 6 foot 8 inches remains, correct?
I believe it's 6.8 feet.
6.8 feet.
And the stormwater management subject to township approval.
There you go.
Teamwork, right?
I love it.
I'll second.
Second, any discussion?
Should we capture the notes that we made on the plan and a screenshot for addition, Adam? Is that something that should be added as an exhibit, or?
I
is the
think they're
language
already
provided enough?
gone, but the new plans are marked as an exhibit as A5.
Okay. I just don't want any confusion later on the areas that we identified.
All right.
Adam, before
Yeah.
we leave, my notes show A5 was a tax plan that was provided at the last hearing. So this should be A6.
Say that again, Barbara? A5 was what?
A tax plan? I guess they had a map of the tax map.
Huh.
Is that correct? We have to make.
Yeah, I'll double check. I mean, we can make it A6 just to be safe, but I'll double check it after the meeting.
Thank you.
All right. All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed? The ayes have it. There you go. Bring that information in for review. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, Mr. Rose, thank you.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to be leaving. Nothing else is being imposed by the township.
Okay, Barbara, thank you very much.
Have a good night, Barb.
Have a good night.
All right, Put that out of the
Night.
way. Let's see my paperwork. Okay. Next appeal, we have appeal number 20-1869, Sandy and Rick, is that Spicer? Pardon me if I mispronounced it. Are they here?
Yes, I'm here, but I can now get into my meeting. If it says you are unable to rejoin this meeting because you were previously removed by the host. If I can be not removed, I can be on your meeting again. So I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Well, you're on the meeting by phone. Kyle, is there something there that?
Yeah, her computer was giving her technical difficulties earlier. So when she left, Zoom unfortunately sometimes doesn't let her come in. Her computer wasn't connecting properly with audio.
Okay.
So you want to just keep it the way it is? That's fine with me.
Yeah,
Whatever's
this is
good for
great. We
you.
can hear you fine.
Okay, perfect.
All right, be sworn in.
Okay.
Bill, swear in.
I'm ready. Yep.
And ma'am, do you solemnly swear the testimony about to give will be the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Identify yourself, ma'am.
I solemnly swear.
Adam, is there any exhibits that you need to enter in for this?
Yes, very quickly. We have A1 is the application, A2 is the site plan, B1 proof of publication, B2 proof of posting, and B3 is the notice to the neighbors.
Okay.
And can you guys swear me in as well? I'm Rob McCubbin with Anthony Sylvan Pools. We're building the pool, hopefully.
All right.
Rob, do you solemnly swear the testimony about to give will be the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Let us know what you're trying to do.
We are trying to keep this project very, very simple. We are looking to install a small swimming pool and a spa with no patio. So it's just going to be pool coping and equipment pad. As the so there's no patio around the pool whatsoever. So we're just going to do a nice paver coping around the pool and then keep it grass to give it more of that natural look along the pool. But obviously we are over the impervious limit of the 18% with this being an older home in the township. So right now the property sits at 34.3%. And we're looking just to add 132 square feet to the property with the pool coping and pool equipment pad. So 108 feet of pool coping and 24 square feet of for our equipment pad.
Well, how do we get to 34% from 18?
I have no.
I was thinking the same thing.
It's quite a bit.
Mr. Zamparelli, if I may.
You may.
This again was another one of those houses that was built prior to the institution of the impervious surface allotment. And at the time the house was done, it's a rather large house. And I believe an addition was put on it at one time too. And all of that sort of predated zoning.
Okay.
They may have added one walkway over the years.
So our 30% is the maximum impervious surface then for this lot. Is that correct? 30%.
Actually, based on the year that this house was built, I believe it is 30%.
Okay, and now I want to ask the pool guy, you're not going to put any sidewalk around the pool?
No, we're going to keep it a very Hamptons style swimming pool. So it's just going to be grass up to the edge of the pool. It's a very classic shaped pool. So it's just going to be a nice coping around the pool and then just nice green grass up to the edge of the pool. Also, I mean, obviously we know and are sensitive to the fact of the impervious surface on the property too. So
what's your plan to reduce it back to 30?
Well, so as I'm looking at this plan, we have he proposed, my surveyor proposed he proposed 2 non-structural BMP trees right now, which doesn't take it back to 30. We could go back to the drawing board and reduce it to 30 though. So we could do infiltration and reduce that to 30%.
Yeah, that's quite a bit for just using trees. We'd rather see something seepage drywall or something.
Yeah, he was just mitigating the new proposed area, not anything over that 30%.
Oh, yeah. Well, we like to try to get it back.
Yeah. So I think we could probably I think that getting down to 30 would be too many trees for this size property. So infiltration would probably be the best way to go on this one to reduce that.
This board tends to like that over trees anyway.
Okay.
Jim, is
But-
that something they can put in there and reduce that to 30% from the 35.1 they are? They have enough room for that?
Yes, they do.
Well, I think if the property owner's willing to do it, we can do a motion just that they put in an infiltration system subject to the township approval to get the impervious surface rate back down to 30 and approve it.
The homeowner's willing to do that.
Yes.
I have one other question regarding this plan. This is to Jim. I see proposed fence on here. Are there any easement or restrictions on the proposed fence locations?
No, so there's some existing fence, and then so the fence is gonna have to come back into the house. So the township engineer likes to see on our plans that, what style fence is going in. Just based off of previous pulls that permits that we've pulled.
And the survey for the property that we have on file does not show any easements on the property.
Okay.
Well, if you're willing to design an infiltration seepage dry well and to bring it down to 30% and the homeowner's okay with that, I think we could probably have a motion to approve that based on that.
Thank you very much.
But we gotta wait for the motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got excited.
I made the first one, so. Anybody? Pete? Pam? Anybody? Matt?
All right. I'll make a motion to approve 20-1869, subject to reducing the effective impervious surface to 30% and review and approval by the township engineer.
I think we should make sure that includes a seepage or some kind of infiltration, not trees.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'll second.
All right, we have a second. Is there any discussion?
Is there any public comment on this one?
Any public comment?
No public comment.
That being said, no discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. There you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
Enjoy.
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. All right, let's see, we're moving along. Next one is appeal number 20-1870. And there's another name I'm going to massacre. Adrian Viscovano. I'm doing the best I can. And if you, hey, Adam, do you have anything, any exhibits to enter in first?
No, besides
Yeah.
the plan that we submitted with the request for,
Hold on, sir. Adam, nothing, any exhibits?
Yeah, A1 application, A2 site plan, B1 proof of publication, B2 proof of posting, and B3 notice to the neighbors.
And Mr.
Okay.
Chairman, I'm having a hard time hearing the
Yeah,
petitioners.
me too. Their volume is low. Can they,
Can you hear us? Can you
Michelle and
hear me?
Adrian, if you can come closer to your computer, it's very, very hard to hear you.
we're gonna get close.
all right, you need to be sworn in.
Okay.
Okay, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth to help you God?
I do.
All right. Nope, I'm sorry.
So go ahead, identify themselves, please, for me.
Adrian Biscovino.
And Michelle. This one.
Thank you.
All right. Tell us what you like.
So we'd like to build a pool as well. We're currently at, I think, 18.4 impervious surface without the pool. And with a pool decking of 3 feet, that bring us to, I believe, 19.9% impervious surface. So the pool builder has suggested to mitigate that. It's such a small increase, and we're like marginally over the impervious surface limit allotted of 18%. He suggested that we try to convince you to allow us to just plant trees. Truth be told, we have a picket fence, and we would like to plant a lot of evergreens around for privacy. That would be about 23, I think, of them to cover the entire fence, which is a lot. He said that if we can't convince you, then the more expensive proposal is the seepage pit that he added to the plan. So we wanted to come to the battle fully armed to just present you the options and see what we can do here.
Jim, are their numbers correct?
Yes.
It is kind of minimal, the increase. I have to ask my fellow colleagues what they think about the trees, the acceptable trees that would reduce it. Anybody have an issue? I know we try to keep it minimal. We always like to keep that minimum.
I think they're at 1.5 over, right?
Right, that's correct.
Or 1.5 additional.
Yes, additional. So it'd be 2% back to 18, if that's what you're talking about. Yes.
Right, and I think if I heard correctly, I didn't count on the plans, but they're proposing how many trees?
Well, I mean, it depends on the size of the trees. I mean, we want to provide privacy and coverage, and it will depend on, the requirements that the township has to mitigate the problem, also meeting our, privacy requirements. So we're not set on a number of trees. We'll have a landscaper give us a better estimate. The engineer thought that for privacy, we'd need around 20, but obviously that depends on also meeting the requirements for impervious surface mitigation.
Okay, and I just have one question. It's either to you guys or to Jim, if he knows how much of approximately 20 trees, give or take 3 or 4, how much that would mitigate the increased impervious surface.
We were actually told that that would be way over the 2% that we would exceed the allowance, but I can't give you a firm number.
Jim, do you know? Does that sound right?
If they just met the requirement to mitigate the increase in impervious surface, they would be required to plant 7 evergreen trees. So planting 20 is almost 3 times as many as are needed.
Jim, what's that subsurface seepage bed I see on the plan?
Well, so the pool builder told us if the township doesn't grant you the variance by you just planting trees, then I propose we put in a seepage pit. Obviously, the seepage pit is very it's expensive. It's an expensive proposition, and that would come on top of us having to put in the trees, to get the privacy we want. So he said, well, if the township doesn't is not happy with just the trees, then we're going to show a seepage pit and see what we can get. We're going to end up with.
We understand. Anybody else have some comments? Do we have any public comment on this?
No public comment.
No public comment. Anybody else? I think that this, it's 2%.
I'm with you, Tony. I'm okay with the trees.
I
Okay
am
with the trees.
too. How about the rest of us?
I'm good with the trees.
I am, because they're going so far, because you're going so far over that even if a few of them die back, they're still going to be good.
All right. And they're okay with that. If anybody would like to make a motion.
If I could find my cover page. This is why I don't make the motions, because my papers are all over the place.
I have it.
I can make it, Pam.
I was going to say I don't have the cover page, but Motion to approve Appeal 20-870 as applied for.
1870.
Oh, sorry, 20-1870.
With the installation of 23 trees.
Accepted by the engineer.
I don't think we need 23 trees. They were plus or minus. They were, I think we could say at least 10 trees, right?
Well, we can say whatever is needed to meet the requirements.
Yeah, you could do it as long as it's, again, just tie it to the effective impervious.
We
Right,
could
well,
get at least 7 or whatever Jim said.
To get it down to 18% effectively.
Yes.
I think that's better, right?
Yeah.
All right. We have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? That being said, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. You've got it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, that's that. Next one, that one's continued, so we're on the last one, looks like. All right, and this one is appeal number 20-1872, it looks like. And it's a Barbara Curtis. Step up. Barbara?
She's coming in now.
Okay.
Hi.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
All right. All right. Tell us what you like. Oh, you got to be sworn in. I'm sorry. And Adam, is there
Yes.
any exhibits? Any exhibits, Adam?
Yeah, we have a few. Application's going to be A1, site plan A2. There is a depiction of the proposed fence at A3 and the survey report of Jonathan Tabas as A4, B1 proof of publication, B2 proof of posting, and B3 notice to the neighbors.
All right.
I wanted to give you guys a full suite of anything that you might need, and feel free to swear me in when it's appropriate.
All right, ma'am, do you solemnly swear the testimony about to give will be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Tell us what you like to do.
Yes, hi. So thank you so much. We just moved into the home and we would like to build a fence in the backyard for both kids and pets. We back up to Woodside Drive. You can see that there is a sewage easement in the back with a 20-foot cross. So we'd like to install a split rail fence that would go over that easement shown in the red line. And we chose a split rail fence for 2 reasons. One, obviously would maximize any drainage needed into that sewer easement. And then 2, would be easier to take down at our cost if the township needed access at any time.
And I'd like to make one correction, Mr. Zamparelli.
Yes, sir.
Actually, a storm sewer easement, not a sewage easement, storm sewer.
Okay.
Thank you.
What's the height of the fence?
So we would do 5 feet.
5 feet?
Yes.
Split, okay. Anybody? I mean, you're willing to remove it at your cost if necessary?
And any documentation that you need on that behalf, we can certainly make that.
Oh, we'll have that for sure. And
I figured you would.
and you have to have it a couple inches off the ground for
Yep.
the water to go through.
Okay.
5 foot's not a problem in that area, Jim, for the height?
No.
Anybody?
I'm okay.
I'm okay with this.
Okay.
Looks like she understands everything. She must have watched our meetings before.
Well, every time I kept hearing Barb, I was looking up and I thought it was my turn. So there aren't that many of us, Barbara. It was nice to meet another one tonight.
Well, it sounds pretty routine. She's willing to remove it at her cost at the township's request. She's going to keep it a couple inches off the ground. I don't have an issue with it. Would somebody like to make a motion? No public comment? Do you have any public comment on this? No?
No public comment.
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
So in regards to Appeal 20-1872, we approve the plan and submitted, subject to the caveat that if the fence needs to be removed, it'll be done so at the owner's expense.
We have a second. Do? Any discussion? No discussion?
Nope.
Okay, all those.
May I just also, as a quick thing before I go, I want to thank you guys so much and a shout out to Katie McVan. We just moved from Virginia and she has been so amazing at helping us navigate the township. And I just thank you guys for your time and quite frankly, your hospitality. We're happy to be a part of the community. So thank you.
Okay, we're not
And
done.
welcome to Clearview Estates. I'm your
Thank-
neighbor
Oh, you
down the
are?
street.
Wait, who's talking? I can't even see.
I think there's a motion outstanding. Then we
Oh.
can talk.
I still gotta finish the motion.
Okay.
I think we had somebody second it, I believe. We didn't have any discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. You got your fence.
Thank
Welcome
you so
to
much.
LMT.
Thank you so much. You guys really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great night.
Yep.
Yeah, thank
You
you.
too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
What else we got? Adam?
That's it. Our next meeting would be the 6th. Jim, we have stuff on the agenda, I think, right?
We have one item, the Timco subdivision, or the Timco variance. And we'll see if everyone's available for that meeting.
Me and Pam are taking off that night.
I hear.
So yeah, so as long as we have something, we're good to go and you can adjourn at your
right.
pleasure.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right. All right. All those in favor? Aye.